Hello everybody, this is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, and I wanted to kind of go over a number of things, so make sure you're listening all the way to the end of this particular video. I got a lot to cover for you guys, and I want to help you with something, okay? Because I keep seeing the same mistake being made by certain categories of people, and so I want to help you with that so you're not falling into this foolishness, okay? So let me start with, first of all, let me go over this quick information, a recap of what we talked about from last week's video, just to show proof. So anyway, you can see this is NZD JPY, one of the trades I'm holding. I'm up 200 pips on it. You can see my entry is up here, clear, clean entry. And this is the technique that we call the Stairmaster, okay? And you'll learn this when you sign up. You'll go through the tutorial program. You'll learn about the Stairmaster. Clearly, you can see triple arrows and stuff like that. All right, let me go to the one that I sent out, and I told you guys I'm gonna give you a free setup. I told you guys I'm gonna give you a free setup, and I explained it to you. All right, right here, triple arrows came in on USD JPY. I told you guys in the video. I said yes. What it did was it broke up through normal support levels, but that was simply because of a news event. I said it was because China and US had signed that trade deal, but I said there was nothing else to push it into doing false movement. Therefore, I said, hey, look out for the USD JPY for a sell-off. What do you see? Triple arrows came in, and we even got even better with this one. I kind of closed our minds, but we got in. Woo, we had a good one, and we did it live during class. We had 100 and something people in class when we actually discussed this trade in detail and got in on the entry. I showed them, okay, here's how and where we're going to enter. And everybody who attended class and those who watched the replay, because we do record the class, so you know, because we have traders from all over the globe in our trading session, and so there was a lot of people who attended, but then a lot more who watched it later. So everybody who attended had made, let's see, at least that right there, okay? At least. They did very well this week on this trade alone. Now, there were other trades as well, but this one alone. Now, normally in class, we don't call out trades, but we help analyze them to teach people how and what to look for, okay? What to look for when they're trading. And so this one was just a easy money one, but I gave this one to you guys on YouTube live for free, because I want to show you how the triple arrows work, because somebody had said, well, you know, can you do an example video of a trade? And so that's the reason why I gave you guys this one, USD JPY. I explained it to you. And so if you took this trade and somebody hit me up and said, man, I like it because I was looking at that trade, and that was last week. Now you can see how it played out. It played out just like we expected, okay? Just like we expected. So anyway, that's an update on that. Also, I talked about gold. I also did a video where I showed you guys, I think the USD JPY probably was 2 weeks ago. So last week, I don't know. Anyway, last week I told you guys about gold when I did the video about $9,000. And I showed you how I had took that trade. Let me unlock my charts so you can see it. All right, let me move myself up here. I told you how triples came in, it went sideways for a little bit, and I said I'm really focusing on people who work full-time jobs, because you don't have time to sit in front of the chart, so you have to find another way to make money. And so I told you, start looking at, if you do join us, you're going to have to look at the long-term 4-hour charts daily if you want. Me, I love my 4-hour charts. 1 hour and 4 hours is my favorite. You know, so if you're working full time, I told you, hey, you're going to have to look at these trades and treat them like 401ks and IRAs. You know, 401ks and IRAs are actually, you know, basket of stocks or whatever, or your company stock, whatever it is publicly traded, and therefore it takes time. And so you know that in advance, so treat these the same way, okay? So you just get in, this one sideways, and boom, it shot up. And this is that video I did showing you a live trade of $9,000 and da-da-da. Then I said, oh man, I missed out, should have got out. And I said, well, it doesn't matter, because I think it's going to do what? Pull back up into this area. And where do you see it right now as we speak? Right here, back up into this area. Right there, just like I told you it was going to do. Okay, now, in addition to that, there was some impact on the market this week. So the market really didn't act its normal self. And this was pushed up a little bit because gold is one of those emotional currencies. It's going to move not just on normal patterns, but off of how people feel. Always remember that if you're trading gold, be cautious because it's one of those currencies that is traded based off of how people feel. Okay, and what do I mean by that? When there's fear in the markets, such as this week, the Trump impeachment, which if he does get impeached, oh my goodness, man, it's gonna. And now I'm not Nostradamus, but in my humble opinion, I think, man, you're gonna see some market movement. My goodness, because he's the money man. You know, that's the reason why this Dow Jones and the S&P 500 been shooting up just on a non-stop tear. Look, from here, boom, it just never stopped. It just never stopped. Never did. Now look, and I'm actually in this trade on my other account right here on that pullback. I got on a little bit right here, but guess what? I ain't gonna stay in this thing long because I already know, you know, it was a little fear in the markets because of the coronavirus or whatever it is in China, but it's they reported 2 cases here in the US, and so there's fear in the market that, hey, if this can impact, you know, business, because like in China, they shut down the China Disney World, I heard, and airports and all these different things. Okay, that's a lot of commerce and business that's being shut down because of this. That is basically impacting, and let me go to a lower time frame so you can see this. That's going to impact business. Look at this, and look at who you see sitting right here on the 15-minute. Who you see? Triple arrow, bow, huge drop. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that that's the reason why there was movement in this thing. But if that all gets settled out and cleared up, you know, we'll see. But I know one thing, if Trump gets cut out because he's the money man, you're going to see, in my opinion, you're going to see some problems, okay? So anyway, enough of that. Let me kind of talk to you guys and kind of coach you a little bit, okay? Whether you join the Super Easy Forex family or not, I want you guys to see this for yourself, okay? You got to see this for yourself. All right. So one of the things that people keep doing is getting married to their favorite currency pair, okay? Well, I got this one pair, and that's fine. I mean, I have nothing against it. I even have a person who I know. He created an entire business by trading only one pair. That's all he does. That's his business, and that's his thing. That's cool, but he understands it. And I know which one he picked, and I know why he picked it. And if I was to pick a pair, I'll say, well, that maybe have one of them, because I can understand its movement. Some of you guys, you're married to certain pairs because you want to make fast money, but what you're not realizing is that your trading career is not functioning properly because, and I have nothing against scalping, and I'll talk about that momentarily. I don't have anything against it. Do it. But if you're trading and you don't understand the currency pair, see how I explained this? I explained why this thing, see, this is the 4 hour. You drop down to a lower time frame. See how I can explain why this possibly happened? Some of you guys, you jumping into currency pairs, you can't explain nothing. You don't know why it's moved the way it moves. You don't really know. And you're constantly jumping financially in bed with a currency pair that you have no clue of how it acts. Okay, let me give it to you another way. Let me kind of let me break it down for real. Okay. All right. So what this is basically, I want you to stop dating currency pairs that's stealing your money. That's the bottom line. Just please stop dating these currency pairs. It's kind of like, all right, let me give it to you this way. If you knew, guys, I'm gonna start with you first, and ladies, same thing, because it happens in real life too, by the way. Okay, I used to be a relationship coach. Here's the deal. Why would you date an abusive thief? Okay, let's keep it real. Why would you date an abusive thief? See, it don't even sound right, do it? It don't sound right that you would date an abusive thief. If you know she's abusive to you, sir, and she steals from you, why would you want to say, but I'm going to marry her next week? What? What? Ma'am? And there's a lot of ladies, I really got a heart for y'all, because y'all really do actually do this. He's abusive. He takes your money. He ain't helping you to pay the bills. But you talking about, well, I think I think he's my husband. What? What? What the heck? What the freaking heck? What are you talking about? He's abusive and he's stealing from you. He takes from you. And yet, you're going to remain in a relationship and talking about creating a future? I mean, realistically, come on now. So even on talking about this in the relationship arena, some of you guys are doing the exact same thing. When it comes to trading currencies, you talk about you have a favorite pair because it moves fast. And I get what you're trying to say. It moves fast, so in other words, what you're trying to do is scalp off of it or do this or that with it and da-da-da. I ain't got no problem with it if you know how to tame the beast. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You got to be realistic about what's going on with the currency pair. First of all, it is a currency pair, which means it's currency. Currency means that it's a financial vehicle for a particular country versus another vehicle, financial currency or vehicle for another country. So you have two big countries, financial instruments battling against each other, and you don't have a clue what's going on in that country. You can't explain to me what's impacting that currency for today, because all you know is it moves fast. But it moves fast and keep taking your money. And yet you keep coming back week after week after week, refilling your... It's kind of like going to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is huge. Casinos everywhere. But it was this one slot machine with all the flashing bells and whistles. And it happened to catch your eye. And so you sat down on that machine. And that machine ain't paid you all day. But yet you go back to the ATM. You don't go to another machine. You don't go to another casino to see if you can get better luck. You keep going back to the same machine. Because in your head, it got to pay off soon. And then day number 2. You empty out more money out of your ATM. Day number 3, you empty in more money. Week number 2. Now you got so furious, this is gonna work. Now you're on week number 2. Staying at the cheaper hotel. First you was at the fancy hotel. Now you gotta stay at the cheap one. Why? Because your bankroll is dropping. You ain't got no money up in that beast. Why? Because you keep putting money into this one machine. Now you got machines all over the place, but you married to this one machine. Because the flashing light said, come and get it, boo. Come on and get it. And you've lost everything on one machine. That's what people do in the currency market. Because it is just like gambling, it's the same thing. Realistically, I told people for years, the stock market and the currency market is the largest it is the largest gambling casino in the world. It really is. Because all you're doing is putting your money in, hoping for an outcome. Now, this is more of a calculated outcome because you can plot charts, and like I said here, you can clearly see triple arrows was sitting right there, and boom, it dropped. Made some good money. No problem. I get it. Okay? But even this pair, I don't really trade this one a lot because I know that this one is an emotional pair. In other words, you better get what you can and get out. And most of the time, I don't even send signals on this one because, hey, if any good news come out, boom, it shoots up. It keep on going. So it's very risky to trade the Dow, the S&P 500, and NASDAQ right now because they're very sensitive to any kind of feedback of news. And since you got this coronavirus and the Trump impeachment, this is not the week to send out to everybody, hey, take this trade. It worked out, but it could have went the other way easy, just like gold. You know what I'm saying? Because those are emotional currencies. So let me show you some examples of currency pairs that I typically do not trade a lot or at all. Let me show you an example. Let's go to something like this one. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, all right. So as you can see, this one, it has moves. And let me move my head out the way. It has moves, and it just moves, migrates slowly, and boom, it just went off slowly triple came in and just migrated slowly, and then, you know, took off, and then triples came in and it drifted down, and then you had a news event which created this candle, and then it just came back up, you know, it just did its thing, you know, big deal, you know, and this one the same thing, you know, triples came in and just, you know, did its little pullbacks and stuff, but, you know, nothing major, nothing to concern yourself about. Let me go to this one. Look at this bad boy here. See, here's the deal. A lot of people want the sexy ones. They want the fancy ones, the ones that's going to move a lot. But look at the spikes all over the freaking place. Look at how this one spiked up. Look. And this does it over and over. Oh my God. Bow, 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 bow. Look at this. Bow, 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 bow. Just emotional. Just all over the place. Notice on this one here, watch this candle right here. This one, okay? I'm teaching you something. You got to stop this. And it's worse on the lower time frames. See how I showed you it had one candle that went a little wild because of a news event candle, okay? And then it went right back to normal. Went back to normal flow, ups and downs. But look at this bad boy. Candles all over, pow, pow. This is stop. I mean, where can you put your stop? Especially if you're on the 15-minute chart. Where are you going to put your stop to protect yourself? Where? This thing is just bow, 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 bow. Look at that. Bow, 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 bow. And yeah, people like these because why? Well, so look at this. How, boom, look at that. It hit them this way, shot up this way, then hit them this way, dropped it back down. What? I'm confused. What am I supposed to do with that? Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't trade crazy pairs. I leave them alone because you're just schizophrenic. I don't know what you're trying to do. You just all over the place. Look, wow, even this triple arrows came in. But look, this is a scary freaking ride. Bow, 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 bow. Oh. It's just, okay. Let me show you another one I don't like. Same thing. And just imagine this on the short, this is the 4-hour charts. Look how choppy and just all over the place, just up and down, pretty much every day. You don't know what to expect. And this is what people trade. Because of the simple fact, oh, I like the fast moving pairs. Okay, that's fine. Do the fast moving pairs, do your thing. But unless you understand what's pushing these and why, because realistically, CAD news come out every Friday with some stuff, as far as I know. It's still doing it. The Swiss pair is one of the most emotional currency pairs on the market, okay? It's a safe haven, quote unquote, safe haven currency. But you can understand, you got schizophrenic. You get me? They married together. Schizo and Phrenic is married together, and this the pair you want to trade? Are you kidding me? You better stop that, okay? Especially if you're trying to quote-unquote swing trade because you're trading long-term since you work full-time. You can't do it. Now, scalpers will love this. Why? Because every day you can pick one of these and, you know, if you can plot it correctly, yeah, you making some good pips every single day. But if you ain't a professional scalper, then I suggest you stop this because you're just killing your account with this schizo and phrenic relationship. Why? Because you don't even understand what's going on in the Canadian country. You don't understand what's going on with the Swiss or the CHF, the chief. You understand what I'm saying? And these two crazy people married together. You got the Euro CAD married together. So as you can see, CAD pairs are crazy. Swiss pairs are crazy. Gold is emotional. Do you see why you should be wise on which pairs you trade? Especially if you're trying to be a quote-unquote swing trader. You can't deal with the fast-moving pairs. Because, look, here's triple arrows. Now, you could, again, they came in. But if you're trying to hold it for a while, look, this is a scary freaking ride. Look, bow, back up, back down, back up, back down. And it's going down. True enough, you can see the trend lines over, but see, even here, you see how it's breaking out the trend lines? Stop hunting people, taking your money. So you got to be careful when you're choosing the currency pairs you want to trade. For me, I would prefer to go with slower moving pairs like this. Look at this. Now this is just so cute. Just so cute. Look at it. Triple arrows came in, and you got one big candle that dropped, but it dropped in the exact direction. And then you got this one here, and this is one I'm holding. You know, I told the other ones close it out. They can carry it over the weekend. We'll get back in with them. But I'm gonna just, on this particular account, I'm just gonna hold it. But as you can see, triples came in, but it came back up. It did give a lot of pips. Now it pulled back for a re-entry for me, and And you know, see how it's just calm like a river. No problem. So even if I go on vacation, I'm more comfortable taking a trade like this one versus this here. I want to make sure you see that. You see why I'm careful on which pairs I choose to lay in bed with? You understand what? Yeah, I'm married, but she know, gonna make that money, ain't it? So anyway, the point is don't keep trying to trade these crazy pairs if you're not able to handle the emotional roller coaster that they bring. It's no different in a regular relationship. Stop trying to make a bad relationship work. If it's a bad relationship, it's just a bad relationship. Cut your losses, stop making excuses, and move on. Learn your lesson and keep going, because it never becomes a lesson if you keep repeating the same mistake. You can't call that a lesson. A lesson is something you've learned and then you move on. But if you're still going to continue to do that, then it's not a lesson. You haven't learned anything because you're still repeating the same foolish mistakes. Or you get what I'm saying? I know this is a long video, but I want to help people around the world, whether you're part of our family or not, to understand why, even in the group, I tell them, hey, certain currency pairs you might want to leave alone. Now, everybody grown. I can't tell people what to do, but I'm gonna coach you to tell you what I don't like to do if I'm going to hold trades for a while. Why? Because it's just not financially good for me. It's not emotionally good for me. I don't want to be on an emotional roller coaster. I used to be. No, I want to chill and relax. Less stress. Go enjoy life. One of my sisters, she chilling up in the Philippines right now. You know what I mean? Just took off and she's in the Philippines chilling. So if she took a trade like this, you think she's comfortable just hanging out in the Philippines? No. Absolutely not. You can't. Because you're nervous the whole time that when you get back, your trade going to be blown up. You have no idea what it's going to do. It's unpredictable. Okay? All right. Let me leave you guys with this. I will say this, in last week's scalping session, because in our signal service, we do have a scalping session. They had taken, now according to the person who heads it up, Miss Jenny, she sent me a report. They took about 40 trades and won 40 and only lost 2. 42 scalping trades, won 40 of them and only lost 2. That's amazing results. Absolutely amazing. And she actually created something to help them in there. So again, see, when you understand what pairs you've got going on and how they move, then at that point, I ain't got no problem with scalping. No problem. But the problem is many of you guys are having a hard time because nobody ever taught you about this simple principle of don't trade pairs that you are not sure about how they move. Because even if you were right, like this one here, look, this one here. Okay, let's drop down to 15 real quick and I'll be done. Let me show you this real quick because I want to just bless some people. See, you could have been right, but look at what they did here. And most scalpers only use a 10 pip stop loss. Look at what they did to you on this particular pair. And I'm just using it. See, they spiked it 10 pips. And I just picked this one out. I ain't know for sure. But they spiked it in the wrong direction first and then dropped. And that's another reason why I teach my team what time to start looking for trades. There's a certain time of day that we look for trades and a certain time we do not, to avoid this stuff from happening. But as you can see, look, they took you out and then dropped it. Okay, and then right here, you see the triples came in right here. But what happened right here? They tried to go for the stop hunt. Again, same exact thing. Okay, that's almost 10 pips. See, they know scalpers. They know you. And so that's why they targeting 8 to 10 pip stop loss, stop hunts. Look at this one. Look at this one. Because they know what you do. And they take you out and then they take off. It's crazy how this works. But they know you. But you don't know them. That's why you keep losing. Okay? All right, you guys, this was a pretty long video. I'm done. This is a Friday. I'm going to go enjoy myself. But I just really wanted to help you kind of understand what to look for in these markets and what to avoid so you won't keep blowing your account every week. Okay? All right. Have a blessed weekend. If you decide to join the Super Easy Forex family, what's cool about it is once you sign up for it, immediately, once you're done purchasing, just go log right back in with the username and password you created, and then just start the tutorials and you'll be ready for next week. Okay? All right. Have a great weekend. Bye.